So if this, for example, we're actually going to leave the formula behind for a second. Instead, I've given you a table of information and we're going to use that to answer the question. So I think this one's quite a bit easier. So looking at this, our annual interest rate is 5.5%. So I'm at 5.5. So I'm using this row. And we are going for 30 years. So I'm going to be using that row. So I'm going to see where these two things meet up. And I'm going to get that number. Now this is per $1,000 according to the chart here. So my loan was for $160,000. So that would be literally, if you say it out loud, 160,000. So 160 of these. Every $1,000 is one of them. And there are 160,000. So I'm going to multiply this by 160. And then I'm going to type that number in my calculator to get my final answer. So I type it in, and just like all things with money, we are going to go to 2 decimal places. So that would be my monthly payment. So why don't you guys try this second example here? Same sort of thing. You do need to kind of think about what you're multiplying by. I want you guys to give it a shot. Just think about it. And then we'll go over it. So go ahead and hit pause and give this one a shot. Right. Coming back from the pause, I know it might have been a little tricky to think about what you're multiplying on this one, but I think we'll get through it. Let's see, I'm at 3% for 20 years. So I'm going to grab my number from the chart. I'm going to multiply, it's 275,000. Remember, they were in thousands. So I'm going to kind of treat that as a decimal, and then 5. And if you want to put the 0 there, you can, or you don't have to. But basically that comma shows us the thousands place. That is a placeholder for thousands. And we're dividing by 1,000. So that comma there, that kind of becomes that decimal because we're dealing in thousands now, that place value. And you could also think about taking, let's see, my number here and dividing by 1,000, and you'll get that 275.55. Typing that in my calculator to get my monthly payment, I get $1,528.19.